we might have bought the wrong truck. What if I got in the bed of the truck?
Oh, that'll do it.
It's a little bit of a nail biter with the damages and if we're overweight or not.
Oh gosh, it's not on the ball. Hold on.
What do you mean it's not on the ball? Okay, you guys, so this one number could literally be all that stands between you and disaster on the road. And here's the super scary thing. Most RVers, regardless of what type of RV you own, don't even know what this number is, what the number is for them. And literally, this can be the difference between having an insurance claim approved or denied. So in this video, we're gonna jump into what this number is, what it means for you, and why you absolutely 100% need to not put this off. You need to go do this week to know what this number is for you. Let's jump in. So here's the thing, guys. Weighing your RV is really the number one thing when it comes to safety. I know so many of us that are RVers, we're concerned about safety when we're out on the road, right? We do things like we check the date code on our tires and we make sure they're inflated properly, and we invest in things like TPMSs, and we check our RVs. We do those pre-departure trip checklists. But here's the deal, you guys. If your RV is overweight, well, all of that becomes irrelevant at that point. And then here's the other thing. As I was doing some research in preparation for this video, in preparation for researching what is that number for us, for our particular rig setup and everything else, I ran across something kind of scary, and that is this. Insurance companies can deny claims if it is determined that the RV was overloaded because of some clauses that end up in a lot of insurance policy languages that talk about making sure that you're operating the vehicle in a safe manner as recommended by the manufacturer. And that's where being overweight can come into play. Whether you have a drivable, whether you have a towable, every single RV has a weight rating. So your total weight rating that your RV should not exceed is called your gross vehicle weight rating. Really what that means is that once that you've got your RV completely fully loaded with all of your things, your clothes, your food, maybe you've got a little bit of water in the fresh water tank, maybe you're carrying water in your waste tanks, any of that at all needs to not exceed a certain number, because once it does, it's just not rated for that. It's not rated to carry that much weight. And this is true whether you have a drivable or whether you have a towable. So it's super important that every single RVer, know what this number is, and where you can find that number is on a label. There's some sort of label somewhere on your RV. Now, whether it's drivable or towable, it's going to depend upon where that is. And then here's the thing, y'all. You can Google most any information that you need these days and be able to find it quickly. So if you need to know where your label is, maybe ask Google, check your owner's manual. It's usually in a pretty conspicuous place. The next thing that you need to know is what your RV weighs. And so the easiest way to do that is to go to what is called a CAT scale. So you can find these at most any truck stop across the US, and they're really easy to use. In fact, why don't we just jump in and let's just head over to a CAT scale that we know is about 20 minutes away from us, because we need to know what our number is. So let's go check that out. So before we go, this is what we need to make sure. So here's all of our labeling here, and pretty much on any vehicle, wherever you find the VIN placard, this is where you're going to find this information. So the biggest number that we need to be concerned about right now is this number right here, 15,000 pounds. This is the maximum that this trailer can safely carry. So when we go to weigh and we calculate the weight of just the trailer, we want to make sure we have not exceeded 15,000 pounds. The other thing that we have to be concerned about, because we are towing a fifth wheel where then the hitch of the fifth wheel is coming and it's sitting on top of the rear axle. If you had a situation where you had more of just like a travel trailer and you were towing it with a hitch, you would still need to know this information, but it wouldn't be as crucial because there's not going to be as much weight on that rear axle. So in our case right here, this tells me we need to not be more than 7,200 pounds on the rear axle of our truck. So when we go to weigh, we need to make sure that that weight with the RV on the truck does not exceed 7,200 pounds. The biggest question is though, if we're close to that, we have a problem. We bought the wrong truck.
I guess irony can be pretty ironic sometimes.
That's going to be the first number that we're going to want to look at. So I shouldn't say the first, but it's one of the most important. And then the way that we're going to be able to calculate the weight of the RV, right? So when we get there, we're going to pull truck and trailer on because we need to know how much is over that rear axle. And then it's also going to give us our total weight, right? So everything that's on the scale, the truck, the trailer, it's going to give us one number, which is the gross vehicle weight of everything combined. So we're going to take that number and then we will drop the trailer and we'll bring just the truck onto the scale and weigh just the truck. And then this is really easy math, you guys, second grade math, just subtraction. So whatever the weight of was with the truck and the trailer, and then whatever the weight is of just the truck, you subtract that, and then that will give you what the trailer weighed, obviously. So that's where we can't exceed the 15,000 pounds, and we need to make sure that we're fine. And we don't have any clothes or food in there either right now. So to account for that when you go to add that in. So it's a little bit of a nail biter, to make sure that we're gonna be okay. So I thought while we were talking about weight, this would be a great time to just say thanks to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. One thing, you guys, that we've really been just trying to improve, especially with, you know, travel renovation projects that we've been doing, just everyday life, is just really making sure that we are supporting our bodies. And AG1 really makes that simple for us. AG1 is a daily health drink that combines your multivitamin, pre and probiotics, superfoods, antioxidants into nice one green scoop. Every morning we mix it with cold water before the day gets too crazy, and it just really helps fill those nutritional gaps that we're often missing from our diets. So for us, AG1 supports our immune health, replenishes daily vitamins and minerals, and our metabolism. And it also just helps us feel more satiated so we're not, you know, snacking our way through long filming or travel days. AG1 Next Gen includes 5 probiotic strains, 75 plus vitamins, minerals, and whole foods sourced ingredients. So it replaces the need for a separate multivitamin, probiotic, and more. It's truly one of the easiest things to do to support our health every day. We've been loving it. For a limited time only, if you head to drinkag1.com/gratefulglampers or scan the QR code on the screen, you'll get a free AG1 duffel bag, a free AG1 welcome kit with your first subscription order, and only while supplies last, really. So you need to make sure you jump on this, and thanks to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. Basically, here at the cat scale, you can see there's like 3 sections to the cat scale, right? So where these yellow lines are, there's essentially like 3 separate scales. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the front wheels of the truck are on the front part of the scale. The rear wheels of the truck are in this middle section of the scale.
Not on the yellow line, right?
Yeah, just make sure you're on the scale.
Not on the orange
right?
line.
And then the rear wheels of the trailer are on the last section of the scale. So as long as we're positioned correctly, we will get the numbers that we need. Keep coming. Okay, stop there. Okay, we're good. You could probably come forward a smidge more if you wanted to, but I mean, if we wanted to try to like center it on the scale, but I don't think we need to.
Center it, maybe we should, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're good. All right, you guys, so I'm actually like really encouraged because when we first got here to weigh the truck, I was like scared because, okay, here's the thing. I thought that maybe we had made a mistake in getting a single rear wheel after doing some research on this whole like weight thing. And I'd watched some videos from some friends of ours that weighed their thing, and then they realized like, oh crap, like we're putting too much on our rear axle. Anyway, so I was like scared, right? I was scared like crap, like we might have bought the wrong truck, you know? So we just got off the cat scale, you guys. And guess what? We're 1,000 pounds under on our rear axle. Yes. So now the bigger question though is the trailer weight. And so to figure out the trailer weight with a 5th wheel, what we have to do now is we actually have to drop the 5th wheel off the back of the truck. And then we have to go weigh the truck just by itself to then determine what is the total weight of just the trailer right now. Now here's going to be the other scary thing. We only have like the gross vehicle weight rating on the trailer is 15,000 pounds. And we have it loaded right now with pretty much everything that we would have it loaded with normally, right? Like the Ninja's in the rear kitchen. The only thing I should say that's not in there right now is food and clothes. We don't have any food and clothes in there at the moment because we're not loaded like for a trip. But everything else, like kitchen utensils, mattresses, like everything else, linens, that is in there like it would be for any other trip that we would take. So we're about to find out, you guys, what the damage is and if we're overweight or not. So I hope we're okay. Now's the moment of truth, y'all. And this is the moment that I hope that isn't like...
So now we're gonna do the reweigh.
Really bad news.
Okay, so now we have an option. Right here you see reweigh.
Yep. You can do a weigh and then a reweigh. It has to be within 24 hours.
$5 for the reweigh.
Oh, it used to be free. But anyway, it's cheaper than like the full price on the reweigh.
The Weighmaster's verifying the information. I have a feeling the Weighmaster's a bot, an automated person now.
What I can't figure out is, who is the funky cat?
Or maybe it's a lady named Cat. Maybe a lady named Cat. Or a cat. Okay, cat. What is this?
Okay, so basically what we need to do is the gross of 8820, we need to subtract from the other number. So what was the other number, babe?
The gross is 23,500.
Okay. And then what's the gross now?
The gross now is...
This is really easy second grade math, you guys. It's just addition and subtraction.
8820.
Oh. We're at 14,680 pounds. We are under...
All right.
Now we don't have any clothes or food and the tanks are mostly empty. We were like wondering how much fresh water do we have in there right now. But we have 320 pounds we could add for clothes and food.
Sweet. All right.
And we made it.
And we have actually some water in there we forgot to dump.
Well, that's what we'll have to see how much is in the waste tanks right now because we forgot to dump any of the waste tanks.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see. We'll go back and we'll see how much is in there. And then here's the other caveat, the fly in the ointment. We had a little issue last night with our surge protector where it kept like airing out. And so the battery that's in there, you guys, is not the battery we want to leave in there permanently. We've got some plans, we've got some things. There's things coming. So make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed. But anyway, we were getting the truck getting the trailer off the truck. And you could hear that battery was like really winding down. So we need just enough battery power because we need to lift this thing probably another like inch to get this back on the truck. So I hope we have enough battery. If not, I really don't even know what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna find out.
It sounds really low. All right, I think that should be enough. Let me know. No? There? Like that?
All right, stop. I'm trying to, oh no, now I'm on the passenger side. All right, stop. We gotta reline up.
Yes, hi. I'm just calling to let you know that one of your employees said some pretty colorful language to me.
Crap. Oh, it's dead. Battery's dead.
Can we do it?
I don't know. We're gonna have to push.
Is it gonna slide underneath?
You're gonna push down on the truck while I back up.
Oh, here, what about this? What if I got in the bed of the truck?
Oh, that'll do it.
Oh, what did I say?
It's not what you said, it's how you said it.
And how did I say it?
Like that.
I meant it. Sure it will. That's not helping me, is it?
No. Here, you get in the truck.
Yeah,
I'll back it up a smidge.
I'll do it. I don't know if I'm heavy enough though. Okay, go ahead. Oh my goodness. All right, we're good. Just a little bit. Oh my goodness. A little bit more. A little bit more. Stop. Okay, we're good.
Here, hold on. When I put it back in park, are we still good?
Yeah. Yep.
Hold on, it's still moving.
Oh, no. No, now you're not.
But I'm in park.
Go forward. You didn't let it off all the way. Forward. Stop. Put on the e-brake first, then put it in park. And then let off the brake. Oh gosh, it's not on the ball. Hold on. Crap, and it's off.
What do you mean it's not on the ball?
It's off the leveler. Maybe you go forward a little bit, maybe. Did it go forward a little bit?
It did, yeah. So maybe that's the trick. I don't know. It looks like it was pretty dang close. So
it just wasn't lowering on top of the ball. Why isn't it lowering?
Oh, hold on. Is it a latchy thing?
The latch is open. Only this one jack is lifting.
Oh.
Oh, is this other one like, hold on. What's going on with this? Why is this one side only doing it? Is there something blocking this other one?
Did I not do the pin right?
I don't know.
Double check that I got the pin right. I mean, I should have, or else it shouldn't have lowered. It's like it's not moving at all on that side. That side's not moving at all.
Oh wait, that is, no, that's not that.
Does this look right?
Hold on. Yeah, the pin needs to be on there.
But no, does this look right?
Yeah, this should be going up and down and it's not now.
One eternity later.
So one leg was going up and down and one was not. This is a pretty old setup. It doesn't have the electric jacks.
Well, the funny thing is we say old, but that's only 6 years.
Yeah, it doesn't have the auto leveling jacks and all that, but this was turning. This jack was going up and down. This one was not. So this, I noticed there's this bolt right here, similar to this one, is not there. It's missing. So I looked down and on these Anderson leveler jacks, I had pulled up the sheared bolts.
Well, that's why we keep extra things with us. You got an extra bolt?
Yeah, about that. I hope. I should. At least something to get us going.
Temporarily.
Will this work?
All right, where's that RV repair bin?
Yeah, let's go see if we have something in there.
I swear, RV life, it's always something, right? Even, you know, I thought we were going to start to, I don't know, get it a little bit easier, right? Like our Class A was pushing 21 years old. And here I thought, you know, we've got a 2019 here, right? This is only now 6-ish, 7 years old. No, it's always something with RV life. So I'm glad it happened. We're in a parking lot. And I'm really glad that I have such a handy husband, you guys. Ben has become handier, and I'll tell you why. Hashtag RV life. You don't have a choice. You have to become handy.
Okay, that's our temporary pin.
All right, now's the real
works.
test, see if it works. Here we go.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh, yep. Going up.
Now we got it.
Now we're cooking with molasses. Isn't that what they
This
said?
is definitely not a permanent fix, but
It'll get it up so it doesn't drag on the road.
all right, so as you guys saw, I was actually pleasantly surprised that our numbers were where they actually needed to be. So here's the thing, if you guys have a drivable, you really only need to worry about one number, and that is the total weight of the entire vehicle, right? So when you hit that CAT scale, you're just gonna park your drivable on there and you're just going to look at your total gross vehicle weight rate, right? The whole thing all together, because it's just one vehicle. When you have the towable like we did, and then especially if you add a fifth wheel onto it as well, that's when you have to be worried about what is that pin weight, right? What's the weight that's on our rear axle? That's where I was freaked out, you guys, have to be honest. And then what is the weight of the actual trailer? So we figured out what our numbers are. We know what we can safely add. And that's helpful because, you know, we were looking at some different mods and stuff, and we're kind of rethinking, okay, what can we really logistically do safely without having to go that extra step of, say, upgrading our axles to a heavier weight rated axle or something along those lines. Anyway, super important that you guys know this number. I cannot stress enough how many RVers that I have talked to, and I have asked them about, hey, how is it working for you? How are you managing this whole thing of cargo carrying capacity, making sure that you're not overloading your trailer? And you guys, it is scary how many people tell me that basically they are like being the ostrich, sticking their head in the sand and pretending that this doesn't even like exist, because they'll be like, yeah, you know, we haven't really checked. We don't really know. We might be overloaded. We don't know. We're not sure. And I'm kind of looking at everything that they have in that RV and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you guys, this could be a really potentially dangerous situation, and also a potential denied insurance claim if there's an issue. So we really don't want that for anybody. We want everybody out there to be safe to travel well and to know your numbers. So I'll actually put a link in the description below for the Weigh My Truck app so that you guys can find that really easily. I know it's on the App Store, on Apple. I would assume obviously probably on Google Play as well if it's on Apple. Usually it's on both platforms. So I'll put a link for that below. The other thing is that is really interesting when it comes to the whole weight of everything, and that is considering hitches and what type of towing that you're doing. So I'm gonna have a whole video on the towing setup that we just recently switched to get some more weight out of the truck bed, and I'll leave that right up here.